This is a Remington 17 or KMC from 1947. It's a customer's typewriter. It came in for cleaning and I just finished it up. As you can see, it's all cleaned up right now. The machine is very heavy. It's not necessarily made for looks or display, but it's an incredibly durable machine, and having worked with it, having cleaned it, I've really come to the conclusion that this machine was built to last. The typewriter still features some of the old style Remington switches. For example, although it does look quite a bit different, the mechanism that you see here was also present on the earlier models, the number 10 and the number 12 standards. But it also starts to show a little bit more like the Remington TYPEWRITER, which was a late 50s design. The machine has some cosmetic wear. As you can see, there's some scratches and chips on the paint. But overall, the mat is still in really good condition. It isn't significantly worn. These are just scratches that happen if you happen to hit your ring on it, or a heavy piece of some sort, keys, anything like that, that can make these type of scratches. The pinstriping on this machine is in really good condition on the front and also on the side. The machine features forest green keys and it looks really nice. The camera doesn't do it justice, but in person it looks really cool. The model number is 17 and the KMC stands for Keyboard Margin Control, which is also shown on the keys. This is for the left margin and this is for the right margin. The two switches that you see here are the touch control and the color selector. And these two are the ribbon direction switch and the key unjam switch. So if you have jammed keys, this switch will unjam them for you. The mechanism is quite comparable to the Olympia SG1 and the Olympia SG3, but mainly the first one because the carriage is so alike. But instead of having switches on the side to take the carriage off, you actually do have to untake quite a few screws. And here's the back. As you can see, this is the bell. And here is the margin clear and set mechanism. When they made this machine, it appeared as if they had the idea to make it easy accessible so that the carriage would be easily removable for cleaning and things like that. But it appears that they have forgotten that concept over time, because they have mounted all sorts of parts to the carriage and also to the main body. So in order to take the carriage off, you have to disengage the margin setting clear bar, you have to undo the tabulator bar, and you have to undo a guide, which is over here, which is a margin release guide, I'm pretty sure. And it takes quite a bit of work in order to get the carriage off, which is weird considering that they have 4 screws, 2 here and 2 on the other side, and a little hook for the belt to hang on whenever the carriage is disengaged. Maybe they changed it, but I noticed that, and it's quite funny because otherwise, if you wouldn't have mounted this all to the carriage, it would have only taken those 4 screws in order to take it off. The back panel is the worst of the entire machine. There is still a faint Remington logo here, which is visible in the right light, but my camera does not seem to be able to capture it. It's there though. In person you see it better. And then there appears that the patent information is also rubbed off, and there is a insurance number over here scratched into the paint. The ribbon system is relatively the same and always has been from the 30s up for Remington. Also in the portables, for example the letter writer, the quiet writers, they all had these type of spools that clip on the ribbon, as you can see, and they were even included on machines such like the Fleetwing, those plastic machines from the 60s and the 70s. They also still use these spools and this particular ribbon mechanism. That never really changed. after the arrival of the KMC in the 30s, because older Remington models such as the 12 and the 10, they had the spools on the side, and that came through holes that were located on where the spools are on this machine. With a flick of a switch here and here, and then pull this back, the whole plating comes out, as you can see. So there's no need to undo any screws, it's relatively simple. And then to reinstall it, push this back, which can lock into place using this mechanism. Drop the platen in, just make sure that this is flipped like this. It will drop right in. Lock it in place. Lock it in place. Put this back. Hit this button and that locks back onto the platen, and then you are back in service. So, and then here you have your alignment, space, sentence spacing 1, 2 and 3, as you can see. This is your ratchet release, carriage release, and then over here we have the paper release. So if I had the page in there now, I could pull it right out. And then to set the margins, the keyboard margin control has to be pushed here for that side and here for that side. So as you saw, I installed a black and red ribbon and it's brand new. So if you can see, both colors work very well. And I forgot to mention that this machine has dual shift locks, so one over here and one over here. And for example, if you both lock them, you unlock this one still stays locked and the basket still stays down. And there you have it, the Remington number 17 from 1947. Thank you very much for watching.